You hate leg day. Trust me, I get you. I hate leg day too. And this is coming from someone who squatted near 600 pounds, deadlifted 635, and has a solid pair of legs, especially from the sides. That said, leg day ain't nothing to play with. It's hard, it's long, and it does require you to push yourself both physically and mentally. Disclaimer, I get that women care a lot about leg day. Unfortunately, only 2% of my viewers are female. So, if you're one of the few women that watches the channel and hates leg day, then please stay. If you're not, then just blast your legs and glutes with roughly 20 to 30 hard sets per week and voila. Lower body hypertrophy achieved. I also get that glutes may be a slight exception, as a solid pair of glutes, even on a man, are a flex. But let's be honest here. Your legs are rarely out for people to see, and looking and being perceived as jacked mostly comes down to having a solid V-taper and an overall well-developed upper body. However, you also do not want to skip leg training altogether, and for a few good reasons. Number one, having no legs whatsoever is ridiculous. Sure, nobody really cares, but especially if you have a well-developed upper body, you will look like a flamingo and lose quite a few lifter respect points. Number two, having relatively strong legs makes sense from an overall strength perspective. Many leg exercises will also train your glutes and even lower back. Having a strong lower back and a strong set of glutes is likely a good idea if you want to be an overall strong individual. Sure, you could isolate those body parts, but come on. How many people out there are leg day skippers and go to the gym to do glute kickbacks and back extensions? Oh, you do. Congratulations, my friend. Your medal is on its way. Allow me to note that the above is mostly my opinion, because at the end of the day, if you're lifting weights, even if it's just upper body, you're still going to be much stronger than the average individual. But this brings me to reason number three. Lifting increases bone mineral density, which becomes pretty important as you age. Doing absolutely nothing for half of your body is likely not the best idea for your overall health and healthy aging. And lastly, by skipping leg training entirely, you miss out on a bunch of muscle. Muscle is not just for show, but it's important for your health, especially as you get older. As you get older, you have to fight with losing muscle mass, so having the habit of doing the least amount of leg training possible for your legs is a good habit, in my honest opinion. By now, you're hopefully sold on the idea of doing at least something for your legs, and this is where the concept of the minimum effective dose comes in the picture, aka the concept of doing the least amount of work required to get a meaningful response. I know I've mentioned the minimum effective dose 1,000 times, and most of you will know that this is a topic close to my heart, as it was my PhD, but for those that don't know, now you know. Alexa, play Juicy by Notorious B.I.G.
No.
So, we know that roughly around 4 fractional sets per week are enough to not just maintain, but to grow muscle. We also know that as little as 1 set per week is enough for strength gains. Overall, things are looking quite good for my fellow leg day haters. That said, when training with a very few sets, you want those sets to be extremely close to failure, if not to failure. And this is where there's issues with people who hate leg day. Buying into the idea of a few hard sets is easy peasy on paper, but when it comes to actually going to the gym and rocking 4 super hard sets of squats or split squats, that's when even 4 sets may be a pain for people to stick to for a while. Worry not though. Your old pal, DRPAK, is here to help with exercises that are not only time efficient, but they're easy to take close to failure versus some of the classics that we often associate with leg day. So let's begin, starting with our compound exercises for quads. First, we have the pistol squat. Milo is the one who put me on the pistol squat, and his affinity for this exercise got him quite a bit of hate online. Aside from the fact that Milo has an extremely impressive set of legs, has repped 440 ass to grass, and has deadlifted nearly 600 pounds for reps at 22 years old, his recommendations of pistol squats came with an appropriate rationale. Namely, similarly to other bodyweight exercises that we all love, to the point where some will claim that their entire physiques were built on them, like push-ups, chin-ups, dips, etc., the pistol squats do an amazing job at blasting your quads, adductors, and glutes with literally no equipment required. Contrary to other bodyweight exercises, you don't even need a pull-up bar or dip bars. I see you fuming, angry at the advice the evil PhDs are giving you, ready for your gotcha moment in the comment section. But not everyone can do a pistol squat and the stability and the mobility and the... Relax. Be open-minded for a second. I squatted near 600 pounds, front squatted 4 plates, and cannot do a traditional pistol squat. But what I can do is, and this may take a couple of minutes to process as it's relatively complex biomechanics theory, I can hold on to something, literally anything, start the exercise from the bottom position, get an insane stretch on my quads and glutes, and squat up. Irony aside though, even if you can't do half a normal pistol squat like myself, following the above steps will not only allow you to perform the exercise, but it's likely that you won't even be able to do a lot of reps on it. Some of you may be able to do just a few lengthened partials, which thankfully will still give you the same, if not a bit more growth than doing the full rep. Additionally, even if you're the one guy who can do a full pistol squat, holding on to something will allow you to be stable and focus on performing the exercise. Lastly, if you're a Shaolin monk who can bang out 30 pistol squats, then holding on to something may help you add more variables to the exercise to make it harder, like a slower eccentric, a pause at the bottom, etc, etc. The one negative here is that the exercise is unilateral, meaning you have to train one leg at a time, but given the zero need for warm-ups, loading, and the probability of you only being able to do a few reps, I'd say it's pretty bang for your buck. Even if you're skeptical, just give it a go. Take 2 minutes out of your next training session and try to do a full set of each leg and then report back in the comments. I'd also recommend performing these fully as lengthened partials and with a 1 to 2 second pause at the bottom to make them even more intense and save yourself the higher rep sets. But okay, you don't want pistol squats, you hate them, whatever, fair enough, dear viewer. The next compound exercise that is mwah for those that hate leg day is the stack loaded leg press. The trick with this exercise is to load it pretty heavy so that you can be in and out quickly without the pain of grinding out reps on reps and feeling like you're doing cardio. 4 sets of 5 to 8 reps with no time required to load plates, etc., and your quads, glutes, and adductors will be in growth mode. I'd recommend a leg placement that allows you to get plenty of knee flexion, so you can blast your quads a bit more, but honestly, any leg placement that feels comfortable will be fine. For extra placebo, we have a recent study showing that even if you don't go super deep on these, your quads will still grow. That said, to get the most stimulus for your muscles involved, including your glutes, try to go as low as you comfortably can. This will require you to use a bit less weight, meaning that you will be less likely to max out the leg press machine quickly. The leg press or the pistol squat will do a great job at targeting the majority of your quad muscles with the exception of the rectus femoris. I assume that most of you who skip leg day don't care about your rec fem, and the above will get you solid overall leg size. That said, if you want the complete muscular development special, you can add a couple of sets of leg extensions or sissy squats on top of the above for some rectus femoris gains. The former is extremely easy to perform and the latter only requires your body weight. As with all the exercises here, take your sets close to failure and you're covered. At this point, allow me to note that our muscle building app MyAdapt will cover you fully even if you want to train legs minimally. You can specialize on multiple body parts and the app will massively scale down volume for everything else. Additionally, you can even choose to not have the app guide your leg training at all and just perform everything that I'm saying in this video on top of your training. MyAdapt is literally like a smart coach in your pocket, but as always, don't take my word for it. Give it a try for free for 2 weeks using code DRPAK. Head to myadapt.com or download it from the Apple or Google Play Store. Also, if you want to work with Dr. Skip Legs the right way, one-to-one, head to drpak.com for a free intro call. Alright, enough of that, on to hamstrings. Similarly to your quads, you want to do exercises that are bang for your buck and won't be much of a hustle in terms of setup. Here's where a relatively easy to do hinge pattern exercise will tick a lot of boxes. In my opinion, the dumbbell RDL or its evil brother, the single leg dumbbell RDL, are great options. Grab a pair of dumbbells, hinge, go as low as you can, pause for a couple of seconds, and voila. Hamstrings, glutes, and lower back getting a great stimulus without having to load a barbell. Ideally, use straps for these and do your best to choose dumbbells that will keep you in the 5 to 12 rep range. If you don't like RDLs, aka Romanian deadlifts, another really solid option is the Smith machine Good Morning. Most of you won't be strong on this, so it's likely that you won't need to add much weight to perform them. Additionally, this is a pretty easy exercise to do given that the Smith machine will keep you in check and you can adjust your stance and foot positioning to suit your personal preference. The main thing here is that you focus on pushing your hips back without having your knees bent much to really target your hamstrings. The great thing with these in combination with the compound quad exercises is that they pretty much cover your glutes from a growth perspective too, since you're doing a total of 4 fractional sets for them given recommend that you're doing 8 sets of all these exercises in total. Similarly to the pistol squat and leg press, these won't fully cover your hamstrings from a complete muscle growth perspective. It's not a big deal, and for whatever it's worth, I've only started doing hamstring isolation exercises in the past few months, and my hamstrings have always been more than fine. Obviously, my anecdote doesn't mean much, but similarly to many powerlifters who don't do quad and hamstring isolation work, incomplete development of legs does not equal small legs. As far as your calves go, honestly, if you're not fast and your calves are not tiny, just don't train them. If you do want to add some calf work too, crazy person alert, straight leg calf raise will be much better than a bent knee one, as the former has been shown to cause more complete calf growth. I'd recommend you do either straight calf raises on the leg press or single leg calf raises with your body weight. The latter will be more time efficient. All sets as lengthened partials and at roughly 0 to 2 reps in reserve. When we look at the literature on lengthened partials and calves, we see that lengthened partials not only outperform a full range of motion, but they even outperform doing partials after full range of motion failure. So, if you want to grow your calves and you're only doing a few sets, might as well do all of them as lengthened partials. And there you have it, the leg day if you hate leg day. The nice thing here is that the above won't only give you solid muscle gains, but you will also gain plenty of strength too. The even nicer thing here is that once you've built a solid set of legs, you can likely maintain them but by only doing 1 or 2 sets per week. Pretty sweet deal in my opinion. And that's it for today, guys. I hope this video helps you get in some leg training. You can obviously perform the one minimal leg day by itself or even sprinkle this leg work across your week. You can do these exercises at the end, at the beginning of other sessions, but as long as you're doing your compound quad exercise and compound hamstring exercise, so a squat pattern and a hinge pattern exercise, you're ticking a lot of boxes. No matter what you do, just try to be as consistent as possible. Even on the odd week here and there, where you don't want to do the 4 sets, do a couple of sets. Those sets will still allow you to maintain, even see a bit of growth, and at the end of the day, you will reap all the strength benefits that you can reap from those exercises. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, don't skip leg day, just do the least amount of leg training possible so that you can still rock a solid pair of legs. As always, have a good day, subscribe to the channel, myadapt.com if you want your training completely outsourced, DRPAK.com if you want to outsource it to me directly, and I'll see you guys next time.